want to thank all of the North Georgia Conference for your tremendous efforts and your compassion and your joy that I've seen in your response to the hurricanes, Matthew and Irma. Now we have earthquakes in Mexico. Where does it stop? I don't know. And more hurricanes, Juan and Maria. It just goes on and on. So once again, however, North Georgia seems to be kind of the crux and the heart of where we are not as devastated as other areas. Now, those of you who've been without power for a couple days or had trees fall down and damage to your property, I get that. But most of the catastrophic devastation is not in our annual conference. And so we are in the unique position to offer help and to do it out of a position of relative health. And so I am excited, and I thank all the churches that have worked on flood buckets. I just heard yesterday a church did 1,000 flood buckets all over, small churches doing way beyond what we would have ever thought their capacity to do. The showing of concern and love through these acts, I can't thank you enough. If you will send me an email at bishop@ngumc.org. Let me know what your church has done. I want to do a comprehensive list. I want to thank your churches individually, but I don't want to start listing them because I don't have a comprehensive list. But if you'll send me an email, we'll do a whole list. And just, I can't thank you enough. I had a call from one of my longtime pastor friend in Florida, a pretty desperate call at the end of last week. He was just worn out, exhausted, beyond himself. And he spoke to his appreciation for our connection. He spoke with appreciation to the efforts of churches throughout Florida and through UMCOR. And he just talked about the need and that we have no comprehension of how much need and devastation is down there. So I invite you to continue with the flood bucket efforts, to send money. Man, that cash on the barrel, that's what they need. We have UMCOR caseworkers and folks in Florida and in North and South Carolina, South Georgia, Texas, assessing needs. And this is a long-term recovery, and flood is the worst, because everything has to dry out before they can rebuild. And so I invite you, as things dry out in these regions, to start building your teams. Pick a place, man. You know, we have enough places to go do recovery. We could spend every week for the next 5 years doing that. But I think God has given us a unique opportunity to claim the power of our connection, to be in direct ministry to those in these devastated areas, and to really be the hands and feet of Christ all over the region. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough. And let's not lose heart. I really more and more each day get why Paul had to write, "Do not grow weary of doing good," because this will be a long and wearisome process. But imagine how much longer and wearisome it is for folks in these devastated regions and how it works on their psyches. I've been in that situation. It is it just hurts your soul when you live in an area where every roof is a blue tarp and there's no infrastructure. It's just devastating. So I invite you to be mindful of that, to keep them in your prayers. And also, even if you can just go, I don't care if you don't have the skill to rebuild or to help in that regard, although most people can rip out flooded carpet pretty easily. But I do think that if you could just even go with a team and sit and pray with folks. They just desperately need to process this. They need a listening ear. They need somebody to cry, a shoulder to cry on, somebody to dry a tear. That's what my pastor friend needed. He just needed somebody to listen and to just be with him. And so if you can just listen and be with some of these folks, what a great gift it would be to them. So thanks again. Don't grow weary of doing good, and keep up the good work. I am daily amazed at the graciousness, the compassion, the tremendous folks that are part of the North Georgia Annual Conference. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you and all of our churches who have responded so quickly and so well. God bless you all.